I am Giselle. My drug name is meloxicam, mostly known as Mobic. The chemical name for Mobic is 4-hydroxy-2-methyl N5-methyl-1,3-thiazole-2-YL-2H-1 2-benzothiazine-3-carbocyanide 1,1-dioxide. This drug is mostly for different types of arthritises, and it's mostly used to help reduce the inflammation, pain, and stiffness. It's an anti-inflammatory drug. You shouldn't take this drug with other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and you also shouldn't take it if you have asthma and some serious skin reactions. You also shouldn't take this with grapefruit and grape juice related products. Both of those can lead to ulcers and some serious bleedings in your stomach. Next is the skeletal structure for Mobic. So starting off, Mobic has 2 benzene rings in it. And the first one has 3 double bonds. That's 1, 2, 3, and the second one only has 1 in it. There's oxygen connected to it, and it has a bond with hydrogen. This sulfur down here has 2 double bonds with oxygen. Both of the oxygens have 2 lone pairs. And then there's also a double bond with oxygen again over here. This nitrogen has a bond with hydrogen. And then there's a pentagon-shaped ring at the top. This sulfur has 2 lone pairs, and there's a double bond. There's another double bond over here. And that's how the skeletal structure for Mobic looks like. Next is the expanded structure for Mobic. In this structure, there's only 2 CH3 bonds. The first one is up here, and the second one is down here. And then there are only 5 CH bonds in this structure. The first 4 are in the benzene ring over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last one is in this pentagon-shaped ring. And then lastly, there are only 7 solo carbons. The first one is over here, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th. And that's how the expanded structure of Mobic looks like compared to the skeletal structure. Next, the molecular geometry in Mobic. There are 12 trigonal planars. They're mostly on the left side of the structure, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the last 2 are in the pentagon-shaped ring, 11, 12. Next, there are 4 tetrahedral structures in here. The first 2 are these 2 carbons, and the second 2, 3, and then 4. And then there are 2 bent 109s. The first one is this oxygen, and the second one is this sulfur. And then there is 1 bent 120, and it's this nitrogen. And then lastly, there is only 1 trigonal pyramidal, and it's this nitrogen in the middle. and that is the molecular geometry for Mobic. Next is the molecular formula and molar mass of Mobic. The molecular formula for Mobic is C14H13 and 3O4 and S2, since there's 14 carbons, 13 hydrogens, 3 nitrogens, 4 oxygens, and 2 sulfurs in the entire structure. To look for the molar mass of Mobic, we're going to look at the periodic table. So for carbon, since there's 14, we're going to multiply it by its atomic weight, and carbon has a mass of 12.01. Next, for hydrogen, it has a weight of 1.008. And then for nitrogen, it has a weight of 14.01. And then for oxygen, it has a weight of 16. And then lastly, sulfur has a weight of 32.07. And then we're gonna calculate it. So 14 times 12.01 equals 168.14. And then hydrogen, 13 times 1.008, that equals 13.104. And then for nitrogen, 3 times 14.01, that equals to 42.03. And then oxygen, 4 times 16, that equals 64. And then lastly for sulfur, 2 times 32.07, that equals 64.14. And then we're gonna add these numbers up. So 168.14 plus 13.104 plus 42.03 plus 64 plus 64.14, and that gives us to 351.414 g mole. And this is the total mass of Mobic.